All right, it is Sunday, and everybody is off except for me today, so I'm the one on call. Got a couple of heat calls, a couple of no heat calls that we're gonna have to go out and deal with here. So, see if I can get some footage on a couple of them. And it looks like at this point we've got about three.
Next right.
Should have turned down that GPS. Looks like we've got about 3 to go on here. Hopefully not too much else comes in and I don't have to call anybody in today. But so anyway, let's go see what the first one brings us.
900 feet, turn right, then take next right.
Well, that makes me feel right at home. I got a woman's voice sitting in here telling me what to do and how to drive. That's, something most married men are used to. Hopefully my wife doesn't hear that on this video. Let's see what we got. All right, the customer says we have been to this house before. I don't recognize it, but let's see if we can get them some heat. Right. Looks like we got a Trane furnace here. So I should be right at home. A few of these cobwebs out of the way. So I don't hear anything going on. So let's looks like 3 blinks. It'll be easy enough to figure out what's going on here. All right, not too bad looking overall inside, not too dirty. A little bit of a, at least they did use a strain relief connector, but then they didn't go inside the box here. So they could have brought this in there and did a little bit cleaner wiring job if they wanted to. Let's see what 3 flashes on these old furnaces, if I remember. Yep. Pressure switch error. So obviously we're going to look at the flue pipe and possibly there's a bird up in it, or possibly just the age-old dilemma of the pressure switch just not behaving well at the first of the year, and then it does behave well after you get it started. Now the hose feels like it's in pretty good shape. Not any cracks in it or anything. So let's repower it and see if that changes anything at all. So it hasn't gone to error yet. Just getting a steady blink. We could have a bad induced draft here as well. So or we could have a board issue, because I do not hear any type of clicks or any sign of signals of any type doing anything. I wonder if this thermostat is the type that doesn't stay engaged after you lose power. No, we don't need to jump it out. There's our 3 flashes. back. So, I'm going to say we got a board issue because we're getting no noise, no clicks, no anything. But so without a board, we're not going to get any further. Let's go out here and get one. All right, so we were fortunate. It just so happens it's our brand that they have here today. So we keep boards for all the Trane furnaces in our trucks. So we should be able to fix this one. I'm gonna reach up here and kill the power to it. Make sure that did kill the power, and it did. Take a quick look at this board. And yeah, pretty sure that's gonna, it's a little bit of a updated version. So just gonna get a quick look at it and make sure it's gonna work. And I do believe we'll be fine with that one. So I'm just gonna unplug all of the quick, easy, obvious stuff first. I'm gonna get this kind of unbundled. And I'm going to unhook the fan wires. Looks like it's got a 4-speed fan. So that should be the factory motor. And the neutral is down there. Okay. And the line in right there powers the fan switch, or the door switch. Sometimes I like those, sometimes I don't, like when I forget to bring my little magnetic door switch tripper deal in, and I don't really like them. Usually find something and we strip a piece of tape off the duct or something that'll get the fan switch held in for us. Okay, pull these other neutrals off. And all of that really only goes on one way, so it's not like you have to really keep up with it. Some people take pictures. Honestly, if it was a furnace I'm not familiar with, or a board I'm not familiar with, I probably would snap a picture of it first. That's your EAC, that goes back to the incoming. That's your humidifier, goes back to the incoming. That's your transformer. And those are all just basically hots. They are labeled, but it probably wouldn't matter if you got them mixed up or not. I don't think it would. So normally what I do is pinch these and take them off and keep the standoffs. But in this case, I don't think it's, yeah, it may go right back in the same ones. So let's wait and see. But I just do that because it's easier. Or at least it's easier for me. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. But I just pinch those. And just keep them. These are a little harder to pop in and out. It makes a big bang when you do it, so. That's just normally what I do. Everybody's got their own ways. And then of course the board comes with them. So, in order to make it easy, after the board's out of the way, then you can pop these off real easy. Just bust them. Grab them at an angle and pull, and they come right off. Now, I figure since I can't stop you DIY people, try to help you. I would rather stop you. I would rather you just didn't do it. But the determination these days of the do-it-yourselfer that wants to dodge the paycheck of the jobber, you know. There we go. All right, I'll take the cover off the EAC because they didn't want to even give us an EAC. Now, Trane used to be nice enough to mark all these black wires for us. And they would say EAC, X-former, and that kind of stuff on them. Yep, hum 3, so that's going to be humidifier. It's just an accessory wire is all that is. It's really not important unless you have a humidifier over there hooked to it. And I'm going to think this one that isn't marked much with that little funky signal. I think that's going to be your transformer. X-former, as they call it. All right. Let's see what's written on this one. EAC2. And they call it EACH on this board. Doesn't really matter. I think that's all the hots we unhooked, isn't it? Other than the line in. And the line in right there is the door switch. All right, it's easy enough to hook up the 12 pin, and it will only go one way. Some boards are backwards from others, and this one, of course, has to be flipped over the other way. Okay. Now, let's put the neutrals back on. And I don't know why I would think it would matter, but I will separate the transformer neutral. I really think you could just hook all those neutrals up and it wouldn't mean anything. So let's bring the fan wires down here and get the neutral out of it. And where it says CIR-N, that's circulating fan neutral. All right, rule of thumb is cool is always going to be black unless you've made adjustments for your own reasons or for ductwork or setup reasons, different furnaces, etc. The next speed down, I believe, is blue, and we'll put that on heat. A lot of people put one of these others. I'm going to park the yellow and the red, and park just means what it says. It's going to hold it right there. It's going to park it. This also is only going to go on one way. That's the 4-pin connector for the induced draft. And now all we have left are our thermostat wires. And you know, I don't think it matters, but I've just had a habit for all these years that when I change a board, before I hook up all the thermostat wires, I just power it up, watch the blinks, and then I will take my jumper and test a couple of the functions. I'm holding my hand over my headlight so we can see. Yep, so there's our blinks, just our steady blinks. And you know, this is just something I've always done, so I guess I'll always do it. I don't know, old habits die hard. So I'm gonna jump out the R and the G. I'm gonna power this thing up again. Hopefully watch the fan run for a second. Take that off. Now I'm gonna power up the R and the W. And I am hopefully gonna watch the induced draft motor start, as well as seeing the igniter come on and see that we're going to get our furnace functions. So let's see what we got. Now we are getting the clicks, and there goes the induced draft. How are we going to get our igniter? Yep, there's our hot surface over there glowing. I'll let it fire just for a second, but I'm not going to heat it up. There we go. All right, so now we know our repair was successful, as long as nothing's wrong with the thermostat. And I know a lot of people have different practices. Now, if it's somewhere where it looks sloppy, I don't do it. But under a house here, I will stick the old part in the box up there so that me or whoever comes here next can see that this furnace has already had a board on it. People that know the brand would be able to tell anyway. Like, you can tell that by this green board, this Emerson made in Mexico board, which, don't get me wrong, that's much better than China in my opinion. Most people would know that that is definitely a replacement board. So I always stick these two on first because it kind of holds the rest in place. So obviously you got one going to your Y outside, from the 2-wire, which is usually 2-wire. Got one going to that, and the other one going to common. So those are the ones that take two. It's the common and the yellow, and I'll put those on first, and it kind of holds the rest. I don't think it really matters what you wire up first. Like I said a minute ago, old habits die hard. So, and then I'll just go down the line here. The white is next right there. And they are red. The green in. So obviously, if you have a Trane furnace that's malfunctioning, I'm going to suggest that you call your reputable, local, authorized Trane dealer to fix it. However, we all know that a bunch of us are going to be do-it-yourselfers, so you can watch this video and try. Now, let's see, before we close it up, if our thermostat is still calling, and if we're getting a signal from it, and if we're going to get heat down here. Don't see any reason why the thermostat would not still be calling, even if it doesn't have batteries in it. Nope, it's wired up right. There we go. I heard the induced draft. That's good enough for me. Now, let's put these famous, aggravating, nobody likes them, Trane doors back on, which I got under when I came under here. Of course, I found tape back there. I don't know if they couldn't get them on right or what they were doing, but nonetheless, once you get used to them, they're pretty easy. And there they are. So I'm going to sit here a minute, make sure all of the functions fire back up. And that it lights and blows heat in the house. And then we're going to go ask the customer if they want anything else done while we're here. And if they do or do not, we're going to take care of that either way and head to the next one. Let's give the light a rest. Here she comes. Get the fan any second now. Coming out of there. This is not the way I do that, but that's the way they do it. Good for them. So, it's an easy repair. Let's go to the next one. Okay, that's done. Really nice people. As it turns out, I don't recognize the house, but you'd been there a couple years back, apparently over an igniter or ignition is what she called it. So apparently we had been there before. Had to have a board this time, and got lucky and they had Trane, so we keep all the boards and all the parts for Tranes in our trucks as much as we can. So we got them fixed up. Nice people. Didn't want us to do anything else. They do want us to come out in the spring and service the AC. I kind of looked up in the edge of it, and a little bit of dirt on the spine fin there, outside on the coils. Not too bad, but looked as if it had never been serviced, and she agreed that it had not. So about 10 years old, 11 years old, so we're gonna come clean that out and do some service for them this spring if they call, which she assured me she would. So we've got a couple more. Let's see if we can get any footage on those. Thanks for watching.